Southern Belle Whisper. I hope you all are having a blessed day and that you had a very fun but safe New Year's Eve. Today we are going to be talking about the books that I read in 2024. You guys know I was in a bit of a reading slump around June when I got sick. I could not get into anything. But my goal for the year was 20 books and I ended up reading 31, so I'll take it. I do want to put a disclaimer before this video that I know everybody's opinions are different. You may love a book that I hate, or etc. You may hate a book that I love. Everybody's opinion is different, but I might have some opinions that you guys might not agree with. Also, you might hear my stomach growling throughout this video. I celebrated New Year's Eve last night. Ended up drinking way too much. I'm giving up alcohol, you guys. I woke up feeling like shit this morning. Like I'm done. I'm so done. But I just want you guys to know, if you hear my stomach, that's why. Okay, so let's get started. So I read 31 books in 2024. The list, though, I'm going from least favorite to most favorite. That way we can get the negativity out of the way. Okay, so let's get started. My least favorite book of 2024 was 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. I had such high hopes for this book, you guys, because I had seen it all over TikTok. I even read reviews. People said they loved it. The premise of the story is a girl, her name is Poppy, promises her grandmother she'll catalog 1,000 kisses over her lifetime, which the couple start doing when they're 8. What's the boy's name in the book? I don't even remember what the boy's name was. It's Poppy and something weird. It's a weird name. Whatever. Oh, Rune. Sorry, Rune. Like I said, I had such high hopes for this book. It had been on my TBR and I'd seen it all over TikTok, all over Book Talk. So I had a bunch of high hopes for this book. No, you guys, just no. It was so cliche, so predictable. The same story I've read 1,000 times. It was like it was trying to be The Fault in Our Stars. And you guys know I love The Fault in Our Stars. But it's like the same story. Like a Hallmark movie, I did not like it. I was so ready. I don't usually DNR books, but I was close to DNR in this one. I was so ready to stop finish reading it, you guys. I hated it. I absolutely hated it. I did not like it. So, let's get that shocker out of the way. And, by the way, I got my daddy's phone over here so I can look up the synopsis to these books just in case you guys don't know. So that was 1,000 Boy Kisses by Tilly Cole. And let's see if I can do this. The next book, and I'm going to look up on Wikipedia. Hold on. Okay, so the next one, number 30, is The Summer I Turned Pretty by Jenny Han. I love the show, you guys. I am so excited for this summer for when the 3rd season comes out. But I did not like the books at all. The first book is, of course, The Summer I Turned Pretty. The novels, sorry, it's one to give me all of them. Okay. It says it's about love, friendship, and growing up. Belly is a relatable character who is struggling to figure out who she is and what she wants. She is also dealing with the complicated relationship she has with Conrad and Jeremiah. I'm a Conrad girl myself. In the books, you guys, it made me hate Belly, you know? But the TV show is so much better. Like, this is one of those weird instances where I prefer the TV show over the books. So, number 3 was The Summer I Turned Pretty. She just seems so whiny and like, figure it out, girl. Do you want to be with Conrad or Jeremiah? I mean, figure it out. But like I said, I'm a Conrad girl myself. Okay, number 29 is It's Not Summer Without You, and I'm trying to find the synopsis for you guys. My sausage fingers over here. Okay. It's Not Summer Without You follows the story of Belly as she navigates the emotional landscape of her late teens. Set in the backdrop of Cousins Beach, the story unravels Belly's complex relationships with the Fisher brothers, Conrad and Jeremiah. I think I like this one the least of all 3 books. I don't know why I put The Summer I Turned Pretty in 3, but pretty much the second book is nothing like the second season of the show. Let's just say that. It's like, maybe I just don't like teen books anymore. It makes me want gag. And then 28 is We'll Always Have Summer. The summary for that says, come on, where are you? I'll push summary. Give it to me. Come on. When Belly Conklin accepts a marriage proposal from her boyfriend, well, spoiler alert, I'm not saying what her boyfriend's name is. She is on the edge of realizing her dream to marry into the Fisher family. I almost messed y'all up right there, but I didn't like the 3rd book either. I didn't like this series, but I love the TV show, as we were saying. Okay, so that was The Summer That I Turned Pretty trilogy. 27 was the Meet Cute books that I read for Valentine's Day. 27 is called Royal Valentine. Hold on, let me type this in for you guys. Royal Valentine. Is that it? Royal Valentine by, no, that's not it, by Sarah. Okay. I'm just wanting to know the synopsis. Okay, let's try to go into Amazon. Okay. Shut up. I swear my dad's phone is always going off, you guys. These were short stories. This one had 71 pages. Valentine's Day becomes a Roman holiday for a princess in disguise in a Disney romantic short story about making wishes come true by the USA Today bestselling author of The Chemistry of Love. Princess Illyria has had it up to her tiara with the paparazzi, her own wild reputation in the public eye. Trading places with her assistant, Illyria wants just one blissfully ordinary weekend. Then a handsome photographer with a sexy Scottish burr offers to be her guide. Sparks fly, but how long can they last? Illyria's secret has to come out, and it can ruin a perfectly serendipitous romance. This was my least favorite out of the series because it reminded me so much of the Princess Switch on Netflix. And, you know, how I said about things being predictable, it was not my cup of tea. But like I said, it was a short story, so it didn't take that long to read. Thank God. 26 is With Any Luck by Ashley Poston. With Any Luck by Ashley. Come on. You might hear the wind blowing too. Come on. Goodness. Okay. There it is. Now can I get the synopsis, please? You guys, my dad's phone is full of, what do you call it, scams and stuff where he's clicked on scam folders and shit. Okay, With Any Luck by okay, alright, now there it is. Okay. Trying to read the synopsis to you guys so you guys can decide if you want to read it or not. Oh, every person she kisses finds their true love, and it's never her. Until now, in this funny and magically romantic short story by the New York Times bestselling author of the Dead Romantics. Audrey Love is cursed to be the person before you find your soulmate, the girl you dump for your true love. So when her best friend disappears hours before his Valentine's Day wedding, Audrey fears that she did the unthinkable and kissed him at last night's bachelor party. With help from the best man, she retraces her steps to find the missing groom, and with any luck, a true love of her own. Gag me. It was cute. Like, all these were short stories, so they were easy to read, and, you know, for Valentine's Day, it's cute. They're cute, I guess. The next one is Drop, Cover, and Hold On by Jasmine something other. Jasmine. By Jasmine Glory, I think is how you pronounce her last name. So let's see what's about. His phone is like molasses. It takes nothing less than a fateful natural disaster to throw two opposites together in a ground-shakingly charming short story by the New York Times bestselling author of Drunk on Love. This Valentine's Day, Daisy Murray has her heart set on binge-watching rom-coms. Instead, an earthquake traps her inside a bakery with its impossibly rude and insufferably handsome owner and head baker. They already have a history. She's always smiled, he's always scowled. We're better to finally get to know each other than amid the disaster. Then again, they have no choice. Besides, it could have its sweet, undeniable, and unpredictable perks. Yeah. Predictable, just something quick I could read for Valentine's Day. Worst. Oh, sorry. Number 26. Worst wingman. I'm trying, you guys. Wow. Okay. Worst wingman ever. By Abby Jimenez. I know Abby is a huge book talk, and you know, a lot of people love her books. It says they're fallen in love that yet they never met. Maybe fate can intervene in a heartwarming what-if short story about new beginnings by the New York Times bestselling author of Yours Truly. Holly is dealing with the impending death of her grandmother and still reeling from a bad breakup. One bright spot, a Valentine's Day card on Holly's windshield, even if it wasn't meant for her. An amusing mistake soon turns into a lovely exchange of anonymous notes, little acts of kindness, and a growing affection between two strangers. What happens when one of them has to say goodbye? You guys, I cannot deal with my dad's phone anymore. It's like, oh my gosh, I need to clean it up for him, to be honest. So, I can't give you the synopsis to all these books anymore. I just can't do it. I can't do it. It's just continuously vibrating. Okay, so 25, The Exception to the Rule by Christine Lauren, which was another Meet Cute book that I read, and I cannot remember what the synopsis was. I just know I love Christine Lauren, but it must have been very forgettable if I can't remember what it was about. Oh no. 24, Rosie and the Dreamboat by Sally Thorne. This was my favorite out of all the Meet Cute books. I think Rosie, her and her sister go to like a massage place, and she gets stuck in this like this. Do you guys hear those geese? She gets stuck in like this pod thing, and then I think one of the firefighters talks to her through the pod to keep her from freaking out, and I thought it was really cute. I thought this one out of all of them was really, really cute and funny. It was funny, so that was the Meet Cute series. 23 is The Duke and I by Julia Quinn. I tried to read the Bridgerton series because I wanted to read what I thought was the third Bridgerton book before I watched the third season. And The Duke and I was, of course, about Jasmine. What's her name? Oh my gosh. Daphne and you know, the Duke guy from the first season. Boring, you guys. And then 22, The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. Once again, I thought it was going to be about Colin and Penelope, and it wasn't. I don't even think I finished The Viscount Who Loved Me by Julia Quinn. That might have been a DNR. I've never really been into period books. I know there was a book back in the day, it was called Whitney by My Love, that I really loved a lot, but I'm not a big period book fan. But yeah. 21 was another one I had high hopes for. that had been on my TBR list for a very long time, and I was excited about it because I love historical nonfiction. This was The Tattooist of Auschwitz by Heather Morris. I really, I don't want to say enjoy books about the Holocaust. I just find it interesting, heartbreaking, but interesting. And so, this book being true and being a historical nonfiction, I had very high hopes for it. And it wasn't as good as I thought it was going to be. And I thought the ending was very hurried. Like, it was a happy ending, but it happened so quick that I was like, okay, well, can we slow the road a little bit? I hate that. I hate when you're waiting on something and you want it to be a happy ending and then they hurry through it. It's just the worst feeling. But I did finish it. It wasn't the worst book I read this year, so. Okay, I might get some hate for this one, you guys. Number 20. I'm most likely 80% sure I'll probably get some hate for this. And that is The Women by Christine Hanna. I love Christine Hanna as much as the next person. She is my favorite historical fiction author. I love The Four Winds. That's my favorite by her. I think I love The Great Alone too. It's been a long time since I read it, and I need to reread that one. The Women was about a nurse that during Vietnam, and it talked a lot about how women weren't respected during that time as nurses. It was always, well, you didn't fight in the army, you were a nurse, but you didn't fight, type of thing. And there were some good parts to the book. Very descriptive. You can tell that Christine Hanna did a lot of studying when she read this book. But I hated the main girl. I can't even remember her name. But I couldn't stand her. Like, she made the worst decisions, especially when it came to men. I mean, I was like, okay, I'm so tired of this. I mean, that's what made it so not enjoyable to read, was the fact that I couldn't stand the main girl. Couldn't stand her. But I do love Christine Hanna. I do love her. And I know there are a lot of people that love The Women. So, but was not my favorite. 19 was Green Lights by Matthew McConaughey. This was the only memoir that I read all year. And I read it during a really rough time. And it really made me respect Matthew McConaughey a lot more. And it was a really good memoir. Very good memoir. But it was boring. I will say that. It started getting really boring. And, but I did finish it. And I did find a newfound respect for Matthew McConaughey. But, it was alright. It wasn't the best memoir. I give it a C. Number 18. I'm Glad My Mom Died by Jeanette McCurdy. So that wasn't, Green Lights wasn't the only memoir I read this year. I'd been wanting to read this one for a while. And I liked it. It was really dark, you guys. You have to be in the right headspace for this book if you plan to read this book. But it was very dark, very upsetting, depressing. I will say that. 16, 15, and 14 is the Things We Never Got Over series. This was the first books that I read at the beginning of 2024. 17, The Things We Left Behind by Lucy Score. That's number 3 in the series. And then 15, Things We Hide from the Light, which is number 2. And 13, sorry. 17, The Things We Left Behind. 16, Things We Never Got Over. And 15, Things We Hide from the Light. Right? What is going on here? Was there 4? I don't know. Let's just say that was the first series I read this year. Forgettable series for me. I couldn't even tell you what the books are about. 13, The Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo by Taylor Jenkins Reid. This was my first Taylor Jenkins Reid book, and I enjoyed it immensely, actually. There was a good little plot twist at the end, and I like the way it described old Hollywood. If you don't know, you gotta know what this Seven Husbands of Evelyn Hugo is. It's about this reporter, and she interviews this woman, Evelyn Hugo, who was like this big Hollywood star. And it was pretty good. 12, Small Great Things by Joey Picoult. Small Great Things, I had read before, but I read again about an African-American nurse that a couple take her to court. They are white supremacist couple, and it just describes a lot what women and men went through during times of segregation. And I love the way Joe Picoult writes. She's a very beautiful writer. I've always loved her. 11 through, my stomach, damn it. 7 is where I reread the Court of Thorns and Roses series. 11 is A Court of Frost and Starlight. That's the novella between 3 and 4. A Court of Wings and Ruin. A Court of Thorns and Roses. A Court of Silver Flames. And then my favorite out of the series, A Court of Mist and Fury by Sarah J. Maas. I love this series. Absolutely love A Court of Thorns and Roses series. Thank you, Jubilee Whispers. She's the one that got me on those. I just love it. I love it. 6 in a Holidays by Christine Lauren. It was a cute book. Pretty much this girl, it's like Groundhog Day. She's living Christmas over and over again. And it was cute, it was funny, heartwarming, romance put in there, which I love. Actually, I got the physical copies of these books. This was in a Holidays. It was cute. Nice little Christmas book to read to end the year. I love Christine Lauren. I love how funny she is. But yeah, that one was actually pretty good. And then I also read The Santa Suit by Mary Kay Andrews. It's number 5 on my list. And it was a shorter book, so it didn't take long to read. I loved this one. This was, when it comes to holiday books, this was probably my favorite of the year. of the month of December anyways. I enjoyed it immensely. It's about this girl. Her name is Ivy. She just inherited this big farmhouse, and the owners before her left everything. And she finds like all the Christmas decorations, and then she finds a Santa suit. And because when she, Ivy, she's going through a divorce, and she doesn't really have much of the holiday spirit until she finds all the Christmas decorations and everything that the family before her had left. It was a very beautiful, Mary Kay Andrews, I love how descriptive she is. She really puts you right there. It was a really good book. Romance too, of course. Always has to be, you can't have a good holiday book without some romance thrown in there. But I really enjoyed this one. Number 4, I read this one again. There's The Sugar Queen by Sarah Addison Allen. I love this. This is one of my favorite books to read during Christmas. It's about Josie. She reminds me of myself a little bit, to tell you the truth. Winter is her favorite season. She's a sorry excuse for a Southern belle. And sweets are best eaten in the privacy of her closet. Yep, definitely sounds like me. And there's just such a beautiful scene in this book. She has a crush. Josie does. She's very sheltered. Her mother is very controlling and makes her do, like, take her places and things like that. And Josie has this big crush on her mailman. His name is Adam. And it's such a beautiful scene between the two of them. It's one of my favorite scenes in any book ever. I love this book so much. It has a really close place in my heart. I love it. Okay, so we're in the top 3, you guys. Here we go. Number 3, Funny Story by Emily Henry. This was probably my favorite Emily Henry book. I know a lot of people say Book Lovers is their favorite, but I love Funny Story. From what I remember, it's about, I forgot what the girl's name was. The guy's name is Miles, and they live together. They're roommates because their exes got together, fell in love and got together. And so they're roommates, Miles and, oh man, what is her name? But you kind of know what's going to happen, but it was like a slow burn. Because you kind of know what's going to happen, but like Emily Henry's just like going on and on and on. You're like, when are they going to fall in love? I'm a big fan of Miles in Funny Story. He is definitely book boyfriend material for sure. And it's just so funny, so freaking funny, so romantic, so heartwarming. I could read it again, you guys. It's right here on my tablet, or my Kindle. Sorry, I haven't read on my Kindle in a while, but I could read it again. I really enjoyed Funny Story by Emily Henry. Number 2, you guys, is Punk 57 by Penelope Douglas. This was my first seriously smutty book. Like, back in the day I read 50 Shades of Grey. I wish I hadn't. I hated that series. But this was the first smutty book that I actually enjoyed immensely. This girl and this boy, they'd been like chatting on, on the internet for years. And what's the guy's name? Misha or something. But he starts going to her school, and he realizes that she is not the girl that she pretended to be online. She's like this, really popular cheerleader, you know, judgmental. You know how cheerleaders can be. But Punk 57, you guys. Yeah, that was a really good one. Very good one. Very smutty. If you're going into it, if you're going to read it, don't be the faint of heart, okay? But I loved it. I loved it. Guilty pleasure book of the year. And then my favorite book of the year is Mary Jane by Jessica Anya Blue. It's Blau. Blue. Oh, you guys, this book. It's, I love, like, period, not like Bridgerton series, but like, this book was set, I think it was the 70s, and how the author describes all the music and the, segregation again, people, hippies, things like that, and it was just so freaking enjoyable. It was so beautiful. It was, when I first started, I didn't know it because, the main girl's 13 years old. And I didn't know going into it that I would enjoy it as much as I did. But I did. I loved all the characters. I loved the couple that lives. See, the main girl, the 13-year-old, she's a babysitter for this family. And the dad is like a therapist. And he has like this druggie and his wife in their home. He said, he's helping them. And the guy's name is Jimmy. I'm a big fan of Jimmy. He cracked me up. Like, it was just every page, laughter, crying, just everything that I love in a good book. If you guys love books about, the past and the music and the movies, please read Mary Jane. Please. It was my favorite book of 2024. But anyways, you guys, that is my list of all the books that I read in 2024. I hope you guys enjoyed this video, and I will be talking to you soon. I love you guys. Bye-bye.